quiet and Serena. Ducking all the rats to get the cheese. We been rolling doobies with sativa. Ilele go go, ilele go go. You can be just my diva, you can be just my Gina. I don't think I will leave her. Ilele go go. You can be just my diva, you can be just my Gina. I don't think I will leave her. Ilele go. I can never let you go. Baby girl, you got my soul. Serena, Serena. Want you, girl, I want you, girl, need your, girl, I need your body.
Just appreciating my guy, Modern?
Hi,
What do you want to do?
yes.
I am CEO entrepreneur, born in 2004, Huamoi. And as you can see, the outfit has no culture on it because the culture is in me. You round of applause, please.
What is up, you guys? Sage here. Let's reflect a little bit, man, on what it was. Not gonna make this too long, because yeah, let's keep the main thing the main thing. First and foremost, the music. The proper music for that was "Greedy" by Drake on the collab album with Party Next Door, and the other song was by Kanye West and Rick Ross. The Rick Ross verse and Devin in a New Dress. And the proper, like, in terms of that intro, like the little vlog intro thing, you can find that properly in my like on my TikTok, on my Instagram. I put them out that way, and YouTube didn't allow me because of copyright issues and stuff like that. But oh man, it was so awesome. Like, I made the cuts go in line with the pianos in terms of the Greedy, and then Devin in a New Dress was the original track that I'd chosen to dub and that I was gonna walk to, even in the moment. But yeah, man, every day is a new day, every moment's a new moment. Win some, lose some. You take this, take that, take it on the chin, you move forward. And so a lot of positives came out of this. I remember the video before this one, or two videos before this one, we had conversations about, or maybe it was the last video, who knows. We had conversations about being able to, get up, start again, reset, regardless of the losses and the mistakes of yesterday. Today is a new day, and today we're going to decide that it is our day. It's another trying day. It's another day where we get to apply pressure. We get to move forward. We get to stack momentum. We get to gain momentum. We get to put steps together that lead into becoming that which has became, he who has become. And so yeah, that's the goal, that's the ultimate, that's the pinnacle, and that's what we're working towards. And so that day was no exception. I almost said today was no exception. Today is no exception, but that day was also not an exception. Yeah, we rocked up. It was an opportunity. It had come up, and there were two things that I was lining up for the week past now. It was that Wednesday, that Entrepreneurs Day. I knew I had to show up as best I could. Although I was ill prepared, and then the ideas weren't flowing, and I was hungover. I showed up. Okay, I showed up, and definitely some learnings right there. And I knew that I had to come correct for Friday as well. The Dress for Success thing, it ended up being more of a showcase slash modeling thing more than anything else, which is interesting. To be honest with you, if you actually look at that video, there's a moment right there where my name's announced, and I twist and just boom. Like, you see that right there, that wasn't intentional, that wasn't pre-planned, that was just in the moment, stage moment. Boom. Like, that was literally me just stepping into the moment. As soon as I flicked that shoulder, and I only noticed that when I watched myself back, I was like, ooh, that's when I blacked out. That's when I just went in the zone of like showtime. I feel like that's mentally, that's what I said to myself. And that was just a knee jerk reaction for me of just showtime. And then boom. All I'm thinking about is, okay, boom. Next thing, where are we? We're here, we're there. Step, step. And what I didn't expect is not just the crowd going mad. I expected that. What I didn't expect was the gents near the front on some "Ora na leo." That kind of cracked me up. If you see me, there's a second I just go, I just pointed to the side and I just laughed to myself because I didn't expect that, and that was funny. That was really really funny. So that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Screams from the ladies. Oh, those are the things you expect. Those are the things that we're there for. Type. You know what I'm saying? Also inspiring the youth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come through. I hit the camera point. That was intentional. Now, that was the one thing that I was keeping in mind as I was walking. As I blanked out, barely heard the music they were playing. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, just walk it out, get to the end, get your camera point into the camera. Because I knew that one of my friends was like recording for me. So, pointing at that camera, I hit a wink. You can't see the wink because I'm wearing tinted glasses. But I go boom, walk around, hit him with that. And you see that right there. That's the plan part where I was like, where I just hit that. Crowd goes nuts already, and then boom, I hit that reveal of the gold watch to match the glasses. Right? These are my prescription glasses, by the way. In case you're wondering why I'm always wearing them, even on whatever events. Like they look good. They look nice. They tint as well, so they look good with the outfits. They look good with the golden watch because it matches the lens. You know all that good stuff. But anyway, these are my prescription glasses. It's not that I'm trying to relive days gone. So what people don't know is that I had intentionally hidden the watch. Not hidden the watch, but I wasn't really looking at the time. I was trying my best to keep it concealed so that it could get that reaction when I busted out. Because obviously I'm gonna hit that, crowd goes dumb. I knew that. But when I busted it out to just look at it, and then I hit him with the hand on chest, revealing the watch. Look, smile, and then I knew what I was doing with that. I knew that they would go crazy for that, and so yeah, I'm just glad that it all worked out, man. And then I went to go talk. Now, what I said, right? If you're watching this, you've just seen that what I said was actually not like pre-planned, like way before the time. It's actually something that in the line, right? I'm thinking of. So we didn't know what the questions were going to be, or we knew in a roundabout way that it's either going to be this question or that question, right? And I still hadn't prepared answers. So mind you, we knew this question or that question. We knew that the morning of, like literally as we're preparing about an hour before. Yeah, as you're practicing your walkouts, whatever, you don't know what music they're gonna play. You don't. There's so much. You don't know what questions they're gonna ask, what it's gonna feel like. You don't understand the moment until you're in the moment, right? Um, Speaking of moments, Dave Chappelle said, "In any given moment, the biggest dream in that moment is going to win that moment." You know, and I think that is, yeah, that's what happened for me. I mean, those videos right now are still going crazy on all digital platforms. I mean, my IG is not the most popping IG that you'll ever see in your life, but that reel is going insane. The one of the walkout, it's going dumb. It's on like 100 and something. What's it on? 700, 700 odd views. Obviously my usual, actually my TikTok and my YouTube, I think, are underperforming in this instance, or just performing as you would expect. But Instagram is going good, which is so wild, right? But yeah, we talk about the moments, and yeah, so in the line, preparing the lines as I'm there, they ask the first person the question, the second person the question. And so a part of the things that I'm thinking of when I black out, when I hit that and I go, boom, we're doing it. When I say I blacked out, I mean I was in the zone and all I was thinking about is executing, because I'd already thought of the things while I'm waiting for my turn, which is number one, you're gonna get to that end, you're gonna hit that point. First of all, obviously you make sure that you are, you're walking into it, right? Make sure, but things I know how to walk. I know the effect that my walk has. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna hit that. But I knew that I get to the end, boom, you hit that point, that's gonna go crazy. I know, boom, you sit back to the middle, you put a little swagger on it, you hit that, you take a glance at that wrist, that's gonna set people off. And then the next job is, I knew that I was gonna say my clan names, right? I literally had thought of that, like in that line. I'm like, okay, boom, 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 and I was like, okay, three done. And I knew after that I'm gonna hit what? CEO entrepreneur born in 2004 or Amoy. That's just one of my trump cards. That's just in the tuck. In case of emergency, that's always in the tuck. So CEO entrepreneur born in 2004 or Amoy. And then this was the very, very last thing that I thought of. And so that's why I almost stumble on that, on the outfit part, because the line was, the reason why there's no culture, okay, is because I had two things in mind. Number one, the reason why there's no culture on the outfit is because the culture is in me, is what I ended up saying. But what I also wanted to say, for the sake of the flow, is the reason why there's no culture on me is because the culture is in me. Regardless, both gonna get a crazy pop. I knew that, right? Um, so yeah, when I tell you I blacked out, what I mean by that is, again, immediately after the walk, I could barely recall what song was playing, because the whole time I'm busy thinking of these little steps that I'm thinking about executing in this whatever 5-10 second window of walking up down this thing, doing your little thing, and then boom, you're in the interview mode. That only lasts a couple of seconds as well. You kind of, you get in that zone where you realize, okay, I'm not that kid anymore. By that kid, I mean, I always go back to this moment. This is my first team debut. I'm a flanker. I'm debuting first team on the wing. And that was literally the worst rugby game that I ever played in my life. Multiple knock-ons, like multiple this, multiple that. Mind you, every single game after that, I'd scored multiple tries. I scored 2 tries for the next the next 3 to 5 games, between 3 and 5 games. I think there were a few where I only scored one and then two again, but I was chasing hat tricks, man of the match performances, lots of turnover, like going absolutely crazy. But that's because I had such fury over the fact that I didn't execute when I needed myself to, or I wanted myself to. So I always return to that moment, and um, yeah, just live in spite of that moment and execute in spite of what happened, that day. And so I always return to that moment, and remind myself that the important thing is to execute, is to do those little things. Because when you do those little, like, don't worry about the whole thing being good. Just worry about executing in each individual moment, and then the entirety of the thing is inevitably going to be special. So yeah, yeah, that's what it was, man. That's what it was. It was special. It was really special. I mean, even now, just talking to a friend of mine, talking about another modeling gig of which, when am I a model now? What's going on? What is my life even right now? Type energy. But yeah, here we are. And a CEO entrepreneur, born in 2004, modeling since 2000. Just gave up on my dreams. I just pursued the modeling thing because that's what was jokes. But yeah. So any takeaways? Again, it's execute within the moment. It is the biggest dream in the moment is going to conquer that moment, win that moment. By that I mean there were a lot of other people who did a lot of their own things and brought out their own personalities, and I'm super glad and happy for them. Um, And I also did the same, in my own right, which is just being able to execute and be recognized. And there was a lot of respect that came from people who had previously not seen me perhaps in a certain light. Um, came out of that situation thinking, believing, understanding that I am exactly who I think I am, and I'm exactly who they never suspected me to be, perhaps, which is him, you know. So, yeah, sometimes you got to pop out and have a "I'm him" moment in front of everybody so that they'll know forever the difference between the real ones and the fraudulent ones. Sometimes you got to do it to the level that you do it. Not to quote J. Cole, but he said this in the most immaculate way, that sometimes people forget that you can do it to the level that you do it. So you got to do it to the level that you do it in front of every nigga face so they'll know forever that there's a difference between you, the real niggas, and the fraudulent niggas. And, and you got to do it until they look like you. And no, you got to do it until they look at you and like, damn, that nigga did it how I always wanted to do it, and I'll never be able to do it like that. Bitch, there's a difference. So yeah, sometimes you gotta do it to that level and give yourself that level of energy. Um, yeah, we get blessings, just give them to others. And so um, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. And so whatever it is that you're gifted in, like we said last time, not necessarily that you must make that gift your bread and butter and give your everything to that gift, but at least in part, exercise that gift, uh, give that gift to other people, you know, do it in front of other people, like give the gift. um, because you not only rob your gift given by God the light that it deserves, but you also rob yourself from the experience of what honing that gift would give back to you. And so don't sacrifice your gift. Thank you for watching. I've been Sage, standing on business, signing out.